A 16-year-old girl from the hood is about to dial the number of one of America's richest men. What she's about to tell him will stop his heart cold. In 90 seconds, this phone call will expose whether this billionaire is the heartless monster everyone believes him to be, or something completely different. What happens next will either restore your faith in humanity or prove that money really does corrupt everything it touches. Either way, you're not ready for this. This is the story of two worlds that exist just 6 miles apart, but might as well be on different planets. On one side, Crenshaw Boulevard, where Destiny Washington works double shifts at her grandmother's struggling soul food restaurant. Where every dollar matters, where dreams of college feel impossible when you can barely keep the lights on. On the other side, Beverly Hills penthouses, where Bradford Kensington III controls billions, where his 19-year-old son Trip burns through money like it's oxygen, where problems get solved with platinum credit cards. These two worlds should never have collided. Destiny and Trip should never have met. But at exactly 2:41 p.m. on a scorching Tuesday afternoon, fate decided to flip the script. In 23 minutes, a motorcycle crash would force a teenage girl to make an impossible choice. Help the son of the man whose companies were pushing families like hers out of their neighborhoods, or walk away and let karma handle the rest. Her decision would reveal something shocking about both of them. But before I tell you what happened when metal met asphalt and two worlds exploded into each other, have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between your own problems and helping a stranger? Maybe someone who represented everything you struggled against? Drop your answer in the comments below, because I need you to understand something. What Destiny chose to do in the next few minutes will challenge everything you think you know about character, class, and what it really means to be human. And the billionaire's response? That's gonna shock you even more. Trip Kensington was flying down Century Boulevard at 60 miles per hour, his custom Ducati roaring like an angry beast. He'd been riding for 3 hours straight, burning off the rage from another explosive fight with his father. "You're throwing everything I built for you," BK had screamed. "I never asked you to build anything," Trip had fired back. Now he was taking that corner way too fast, leaning into the turn with reckless abandon. The delivery truck ahead had leaked motor oil across the asphalt, a slick, invisible trap waiting for the next victim. The rear wheel lost grip first. Trip felt the bike slide out from under him, the world suddenly tilting sideways. Training kicked in. He laid the motorcycle down instead of fighting it, sliding across the concrete in a shower of sparks and screeching metal. 30 feet of pure chaos. The Ducati cartwheeled into a parked car. Trip's body tumbled like a rag doll before his helmet struck the curb with a bone-deep crack that echoed between the buildings. Then, silence. Blood began pooling beneath his head. His breathing turned shallow and ragged. The 19-year-old heir to a billion-dollar empire lay motionless on a street corner, his life hanging by a thread. Destiny heard the crash before she saw it. She spun around to find expensive motorcycle parts scattered across the street and a young man in custom riding gear lying unconscious on the sidewalk. Her first instinct was pure: run to help. But as she knelt beside him, checking for signs of life, his wallet had spilled open from the impact. Bradford Kensington IV, Beverly Hills address, Platinum American Express card, business cards for Kensington Capital Management. Her blood turned ice cold. She knew that name. Everyone in her neighborhood knew that name. Kensington Capital was buying up properties all over Crenshaw, hiking rents, forcing families out of their neighborhoods. This was the son of the man who was systematically destroying her community. Every instinct screamed at her to walk away. Why should she help the Prince of Privilege? Why should she save the son of her family's enemy? She stood up, ready to leave, ready to let someone else deal with this. But then, Tripp moaned softly, and she saw fresh blood trickling from his nose. Wait a minute. Hold up. Before I tell you what happened when she got BK on the phone, I need to ask you something real. How many of you would have walked away? Be honest in the comments. You see the ID of someone whose family has been making your life harder, and now they're lying helpless in front of you. What do you do? Because what Destiny did next proves that character isn't about your circumstances. It's not about your bank account or your zip code or the color of your skin. It's about your choices when nobody's watching, when doing the right thing costs you something, when helping your enemy might be the most human thing you can do. Her choice was about to shock a billionaire to his core.
The phone rang 3 times before a sharp, professional voice answered. Mr. Kensington's office, this is Patricia? Destiny's hands were shaking, but her voice stayed steady. I need to speak to Mr. Kensington right now. This is about his son. I am afraid Mr. Kensington is in a board meeting with his son is dying. The words hit Patricia like a physical blow. Dead silence. Then, please hold. 30 seconds felt like 30 hours. Destiny kept one eye on Tripp, watching his chest rise and fall in shallow, irregular breaths. Blood was still seeping from beneath his helmet. This is Bradford Kensington. The voice was controlled, but she could hear the panic underneath. Who is this? What happened to my son? My name is Destiny Washington. I found your son on Century Boulevard after he crashed his motorcycle. He's unconscious, there's blood everywhere, and I called 911, but I thought you should know. What hospital are they taking him to? The ambulance isn't here yet, but stay with him. The command was absolute, desperate. Do not leave my son alone. Do you understand me? Something in his voice stopped her cold. This wasn't the heartless billionaire she'd expected. This was a terrified father. Yes, sir. What's your phone number? She gave it to him. I'm 20 minutes away. Do not let him die alone. The line went dead. What happened next would haunt Destiny for years, not because it was traumatic, but because it was beautiful. She took off her jacket and carefully placed it under Tripp's head, being careful not to move his neck. When his breathing got shallow, she talked to him. You're gonna be okay. Your dad's coming. The ambulance is coming. When he started shivering despite the summer heat, she gave him her sweater, the one Mama Ruby had bought her for Christmas, her only decent piece of clothing. Stay with me, she whispered. Don't you dare give up. She held his hand and kept talking, about her dreams of becoming a doctor, about her grandmother's recipes, about anything that might keep him tethered to consciousness. Here was a girl who had every reason to hate this family, sitting on hot concrete, giving everything she had to a stranger who had everything. Her jacket, her sweater, her time, her compassion. Everything she could give to someone who should have been her enemy. The ambulance arrived first. Paramedics, fire trucks, police cars. As they worked on Tripp, Destiny stepped back but didn't leave. She'd made a promise to his father. Are you family? The lead paramedic asked. No, Destiny said quietly. I'm just the one who found him. You probably saved his life. Good work keeping him stable. A black Tesla Model S came screaming around the corner, tires squealing as it jerked to a stop. The door flew open before the car had fully stopped moving. Bradford Kensington III stepped out, and Destiny saw something she never expected. A man coming apart at the seams. His usually perfect hair was disheveled. His $1,000 suit was wrinkled. His face was pale with terror. This was the moment of truth. BK rushed to the ambulance where paramedics were loading Tripp. How is he? Is he going to? He's stable, sir. Concussion, possible internal injuries, but his vitals are strong. We're taking him to Cedars-Sinai. Only then did BK notice Destiny standing nearby. Her uniform was stained with blood that wasn't hers. She looked exhausted, worried, and completely out of place in this scene of wealth and privilege. "Are you family?" BK asked. "Yes, sir." For a long moment, they just looked at each other. The billionaire and the teenage restaurant worker, two people from different universes brought together by crisis and a moment of pure humanity. Now here's where it gets crazy. Because what BK did next, his very first words to the girl who saved his son's life, will completely change how you think about wealth, character, and human nature. Y'all, have you ever had someone completely exceed your expectations? Someone who surprised you so much it changed your whole perspective? Let me know in the comments what you think BK said to Destiny in that moment, because I guarantee you won't see this coming. What happened next will either make you cry or make you believe that maybe, just maybe, there are still good people left in this world. Instead of jumping into his Tesla to follow the ambulance, BK walked directly to Destiny. Up close, she could see the fear still etched in his face, but something else too, genuine curiosity. "Tell me exactly what happened," he said. So Destiny told him every detail. The crash, the blood, the discovery of Tripp's identity, her moment of hesitation, her choice to stay. "You stayed with him," BK said when she finished. "You asked me to. But you didn't have to. You don't know us." He needed help. Not everyone would have helped. Destiny met his eyes. Then not everyone was raised right. BK went quiet. In his world, people helped him because they wanted something. A business deal, a donation, a favor. The concept of someone helping his son simply because it was the right thing to do was completely foreign. "You gave him your jacket, your sweater. He was cold. Those might be the only nice clothes you own." Destiny's chin lifted slightly. "Maybe, but he was dying." That's when it hit him. This girl had sacrificed her own comfort for a stranger. Not just any stranger, the son of a man whose companies were pushing her community out. She had every reason to walk away, and she stayed anyway. "Why?" he asked quietly. "Because when someone is hurt, they're just human. Rich or poor, black or white, they're just someone who needs help." "What can I do to thank you?" BK asked. Destiny almost said nothing, but she thought about Mama Ruby, about the broken freezer, about UCLA and the $15,000 gap between her and her dreams. "I don't want anything," she said finally. "I just hope your son recovers." But BK was already reaching for his phone. "Patricia, cancel everything for the rest of the day, and call my attorney." He looked back at Destiny. "What's your last name?" "Washington." "Patricia, I need you to set up an educational trust fund, the Destiny Washington Trust. Initial funding?" He paused, studying Destiny's face. $1 million. Destiny's knees nearly buckled. "Sir, I can't. I didn't help your son for money." BK held up his hand. "I know you didn't. That's exactly why you're getting it." At Cedars-Sinai Hospital, as they waited for news about Tripp's surgery, BK made Destiny an offer that left her speechless. "Tell me about your family," he said. So she did. About Mama Ruby's restaurant, about working double shifts while maintaining a 3.8 GPA, about her acceptance to UCLA and her dreams of becoming a doctor. "I have a proposition," BK said. "Not just the education fund, that's already done. I want to offer your grandmother a business partnership." "Sir?" "I want to invest in something real, something that matters to the community, something run by people who understand that success isn't just about profit margins." "Why would you do this?" "Because you showed me something today that I'd forgotten. that character isn't about what you have. It's about what you do when no one's forcing you to do it. When Tripp woke up 6 hours later, groggy but alert, his first words were typical 19-year-old. "Is my bike okay?" But his second question surprised everyone. "Where's the girl who helped me?" Destiny had been dozing in the hospital chair. She woke to find Tripp studying her with curious, grateful eyes. "You stayed," he said softly. "Your dad asked me to. You don't even know us." "I know enough now." Tripp was quiet for a moment. "My dad told me what you did. Giving me your jacket, staying with me, calling him. Most people would have just called 911 and left. Most people would have done exactly what I did." "No," Tripp said seriously, "they wouldn't have. Trust me." Over the next day, as Tripp recovered, something unexpected happened. Destiny and Tripp began talking, really talking. She told him about her world, her struggles, her dreams. He shared stories about his privileged but often lonely childhood. "I've been angry at my father for so long," Tripp admitted one evening as they worked together at the restaurant. "But seeing how he reacted when he thought I might die, watching what he's doing for you and your grandmother, maybe I've been judging him unfairly." People are complicated. That's what makes them worth knowing. BK, watching from the doorway, realized something profound. His son was right. This girl had saved more than Tripp's life. She'd reminded both of them what it meant to be human. 6 months later, something extraordinary had happened in Los Angeles. BK kept his word. Ruby's Kitchen now had 3 locations, employed 15 people from the community, and had become a gathering place where business executives sat next to local families, sharing plates of Mama Ruby's famous fried chicken and cornbread. "This is where the magic happens," she tells anyone who asks why she won't retire. "This isn't just about money changing hands or a feel-good story about rich people helping poor people. It's about the moment we choose to see each other as human beings instead of stereotypes. When we choose connection over division. When we choose to be defined by our actions, not our circumstances." Destiny could have walked away. BK could have written a check and forgotten about her. Tripp could have stayed bitter about his privileged but emotionally distant childhood. Instead, they chose differently. They chose to build bridges instead of walls. The motorcycle crash lasted 5 minutes. The crucial phone call took 90 seconds. But the decisions made in those brief moments created waves that continue spreading through their community and beyond. So here's my question for you. When was the last time you chose compassion over convenience? When did you help someone who couldn't help you back? When did you see past surface differences to the person underneath? Share your story in the comments below. Tell me about a time when someone surprised you or when you surprised yourself by doing the right thing when it wasn't easy. And if this story moved you, if it made you believe that good people still exist, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories that prove humanity is still worth fighting for. Because in a world that profits from keeping us divided, choosing to see each other's humanity isn't just beautiful, it's revolutionary.